Hello students, welcome to today live class. We are going to tackle the miscellaneous examples number 14 and miscellaneous exercise focusing on solution for question number 1 to 9 today. Okay? Short disclaimer, the images, text and other materials used in our presentations are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners. If you are the owner and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the content immediately. Please note that parts of the content may have been generated using generative AI, which is experimental. Index. Miscellaneous example number 14. There are one only miscellaneous examples in chapter number 7, sequence and series. After that, miscellaneous exercise on sequence and series. There are total 18 questions in this exercise. We will cover only 9 questions. Firstly, we will discuss NCERT miscellaneous example number 14. Example says that if A, B, C, D and P are different real numbers such that A square plus B square plus C square times P square minus का 2 times AB plus BC plus CD times P plus V square plus C square plus D square less than or equal to 0. Then so that A, B, C and D are in geometric progression. Example says that A, B, C, D and P are 5 distinct numbers and satisfying quadratic inequalities. We need to show that A, B, C and D are in GP. That is B by A equal to C by B equal to D by C. Okay? You have got some time, try to solve it. Then we will see the correct answer or discuss the solution. Okay? So your time start now. Solution. We want to show that A, B, C and D are in GP. So first recall, if we have 4 numbers like A, B, C and D, the condition is that for GP, B by A, C by B, D by C, all are equal. You can say that common ratio, conjugative terms ratio. This means we need to show that their ratios are equal, like B by A equal to C by B equal to D by C. Now in problem, given the inequality, this inequality is called quadratic inequality. A square plus B square plus C square times P square minus 2 times AB plus BC plus CD times P plus V square plus C square plus D square less than or equal to 0. Equation number 1. Consider the left hand side of the inequality. So left hand side of the inequality equal to A square plus B square plus C square times P square minus का 2 times AB plus BC plus CD times P plus B square plus C square plus D square. Now, rearranging and group the terms. Firstly, multiply the terms and rearrange. After that, group the terms. This is equal to a square plus b square times p square plus c square times p square minus का 2 times ab into p minus का 2 times bc into p minus का 2 times cd into p plus b square plus c square plus d square. Now factorize into perfect square. This is equal to a square into p square minus का 2 into a into b into p plus b square plus v square into p square minus का 2 bc into p plus c square p square minus का 2 cd into p plus d square. First bracket quantity can be written as ap minus b whole square and second bracket quantity can be written as bp minus c whole square plus third bracket quantity can be written as cp minus d whole square, equation number second. Since the square of any real number is non-negative, we know that square of any real number is non-negative. Non-negative means, suppose x is a real number, then x square is always greater than or equal to 0. The sum of squares of real number must also be non-negative. Therefore, ap minus b whole square plus bp minus c whole square plus cp minus d whole square always greater than or equal to 0. Why? Because square of any real number is non-negative. So first term is ap minus b square, ap minus b whole square के real number, square of real number. This is non-negative. Second term is also non-negative real number. Third term is also non-negative real number. Therefore, all over quantity also non-negative real number. From the given inequality number 1, we have ap minus b whole square plus bp minus c whole square plus cp minus d whole square less than or equal to 0. Combining these two conditions, condition inequality number 1 and condition number ap minus b whole square plus bp minus c whole square plus cp minus d whole square greater than or equal to 0. The only way for a non-negative quantity to be less than or equal to 0 if it is exactly 0. That is, suppose you have a number alpha. Alpha square is greater than or equal to 0, first inequality, and alpha square is less than or equal to 0, second inequality. If we combine both inequality, like 0 is less than or equal to alpha square less than or equal to 0. This inequality says that alpha is identically 0. So here alpha is ap minus b whole square plus bp minus c whole square plus cp minus d whole square. Okay. So I hope. So we must have ap minus b whole square plus bp minus c whole square plus cp minus d whole square identically 0. For the sum of square of real number to be 0, each individual terms must be 0. Because ap minus b square is always non-negative real number. bp minus c whole square is also non-negative real number. And third term is also non-negative real number. Okay. So each individual terms must be equal to 0. Therefore, ap minus b equal to 0 for first term. bp minus c equal to 0 and cp minus d equal to 0. From these equations, equation ap minus b equal to 0, equation bp minus c equal to 0 and equation cp minus d equal to 0. Firstly, ap equal to b, this implies p equal to b by a. Now, bp equal to c, this implies p equal to c by b. And cp equal to d, this implies p equal to d by c. You can see that p equal to b by a, p equal to c by b, p equal to d by c. Since p is the same value from all three equations, so we can write as b by a equal to c by b equal to d by c equal to p. This shows that the ratio of consecutive terms is constant, which is the definition of a geometric progression. Okay. Hence, a, b, c, and d are in geometric progressions. Okay. Hence, proved. Now, we discussed question number 1, NCERT exercise, miscellaneous exercise. Okay. Question number 1. Question is says that f is a function satisfying functional equation, that is f of x plus y equal to f of x into f of y for all x comma y belongs to set of all natural number such that f of 1 equal to 3 and summation x equal to 1 to n f of x equal to 120. Find the value of n. Here f is a function and satisfying functional condition, and also given a summation x equal to 1 to n f of x equal to 120. We need to find that value of n. So you have got some time, try to solve it, then we will see the correct solution. So your time start now. Solution. So it is given that f of x plus y equal to f of x into f of y for all x comma y belongs to set of all natural number. Here f is a function and satisfying this functional condition, and also given that f of 1 equal to 3. F of 1 equal to 3. Taking x equal to y equal to 1 in equation number 1. Why? Because we need to find the value of n. Here summation x equal to 1 to n f of x equal to 120. We can write this summation as f of 1 plus f of 2 plus f of 3 plus dot dot plus f of n equal to 120. We need to find all the possible values of f of 1, comma f of 2, comma f of 3, comma f of 4 dot dot so on. Okay. So here given f of 1 equal to 3. Now we need to find the value of f at 2 and f of 3 respectively. So f of 1 plus 1 equal to f of 2. This is equal to f of 1 into f of 1. This is equal to 3 into 3 equal to 9. Here f of 1 equal to 3 and from equation number 1 f of 2 equal to 9. Similarly, we find value of f of 3. Write sorry, put x equal to 1 and y equal to 2. So f of 3 equal to f of 1 plus 2 equal to f of 1 into f of 2. This is equal to 3 into 9. That's equal to 27. For f of 4, put x equal to y equal to 2. In equation number 1, we obtain f of 4 equal to f of 1 plus 3. This is equal to f of 1 into f of 3. The value of f of 1 is 3 and value of f of 3 is 27. This is equal to 3 into 27. This is equal to 81. Therefore, the sequence f of 1, f of 2, f of 3, dot so on, which is 3, 9, 27, dot forms a geometric progression. Why? Because a ratio of consecutive terms is equal to 3. That is 9 upon 3 equal to 3 and 27 upon 9 equal to 3. So this sequence is in geometric progression. Here the first term of geometric progression is 3 and common ratio, that is r equal to 3. It is none that the sum of n terms of a geometric progression is given by Sn. We know that the sum of n terms of geometric progression denoted by Sn equal to a times r power n minus 1 whole divided by r minus 1, where a is a first term and r is common ratio. It is given that summation x equal to 1 to n f of x equal to 120, which means Sn equal to 120, because we need to find that the value of n. Substituting the values a, r and Sn in above formula, we obtain 120 equal to 3 times 3 power n minus 1 whole divided by 3 minus 1. Simplify the equations. We obtain 120 equal to 3 by 2 times 3 power n minus 1. Multiplying both sides 2 by 3. We get 120 into 2 by 3 equal to 3 power n minus 1. After simplifying, 80 equal to 3 power n minus 1. Add 1 to both sides because we need to find the value of n. 3 power n equal to 81. Here right hand side quantity is 81. Left hand side quantity is 3 power n. So 81 can be written as 3 power 4. Express 81 as a power of 3. 3 power n equal to 3 power 4. Left hand side quantity 3 power n. Right hand side quantity 3 power 4. Both side quantity have same base. Equating the exponents, n equal to 4. Thus the value of n is 4. This is required solution of the question number 1. Now question number 2, miscellaneous exercise, NCERT section number 8.4. In this question, given that in this question we talk about the geometric progression. The sum of some terms of geometric progression is 315, whose first term and common ratio are 5 and 2 respectively. So here given that first term of geometric progression mean small a equal to 5 and common ratio, that is r equal to 2, and sum of some terms of geometric progression is 315. So firstly, we take a general geometric progression like a, ar square, ar cube, dot dot up to ar power n minus 1. Okay. We need to find that last term like an minus 1. Sorry, an. Last term is an, nth term. And number of terms mean n, value of n. Number of terms is value of n. Last term is nth term, an. Okay. You have got some time, try to solve it, then we will discuss the solution. solutions. According to question, firstly, let the sum of n terms of geometric progression be 315. And also we know that the sum of n terms of geometric progression denoted by Sn. It is known that the sum of n terms of geometric progression is given by Sn equal to a times r power n minus 1 whole divided by r minus 1, where a represent first term of geometric progression and r denote common ratio of geometric progression. According to question, first term and common ratio both are given. First term, that is a equal to 5, and common ratio r equal to 2. And sum of n terms of geometric progression be 315. Therefore, we can write Sn equal to 315. So we have value of first term, value of common ratio, and value of Sn. Substitute these values into above formula. This implies 315 equal to 5 times 2 power n minus 1 whole divided by 2 minus 1. Simplify the denominator. 315 equal to 5 times 2 power n minus 1 whole divided by 1. We can write as 315 equal to 5 times 2 power n minus 1. Divide both sides by 5. We get 315 divided by 5 equal to 2 power n minus 1. After easy calculation, we get 63 equal to 2 power n minus 1 equal to, adding 1 both sides, 63 plus 1 equal to 2 power n. Left hand side quantity is 64, right hand side quantity is 2 power n. Now 64 can be written as 2 power something. So 2 power 5 or 6? 2 power 6. Express 64 as a power of 2. We obtain 2 power 6 equal to 2 power n. Here you can see that left hand side quantity and right hand side quantity both have same base, like 2 power 6 and 2 power 9. Equating the exponents, we get value of n equal to 6. Here we get number of terms, n equal to 6. Now we need to find last term. The nth term of geometric progression is given by an equal to r power n minus 1 into a. Here last term means an, nth term. An equal to a into r power n minus 1. We know that in previous slides we obtain value of n equal to 6. Here n equal to 6, first term means a equal to 5 and common ratio r equal to 2. The last term means 6 terms. That is a6 equal to a times r power 6 minus 1 equal to a times r power 5. This is equal to, putting the value of a and r in this formula, this is equal to 5 times 2 power 5. After some easy calculation, we can written as 5 times 32. This is equal to 160. Thus the last term of the geometric progression is 160 and number of terms is 6. So student, this is the required solution for the given question number 2. Now we move on question number 3. Question number is 3 says that the first term of a geometric progression is 1. That is small a equal to 1. The sum of the third and fifth term is 90. That is third term means a3 and fifth term means a5. So sum of third term and fifth term is 90. Like a3 plus a5 equal to 90. Find the common ratio of geometric progression. Means we need to find the value of r. Okay, first term is given that, and relation between third term and fifth term is also given. We need to find that value of r, small r, or we can say that common ratio. Student, you have got some time. Try to solve it. So your time starts now. Time up. Now we move to the solution of the given question. According to question and some information related to geometric progression, we know that A be the first term of geometric progression and R be the common ratio of geometric progression. According to question, given that first term A equal to 1, and we also know that nth term of geometric progression is given by an equal to a times r power n minus 1, where an is denoted by an represents nth term of geometric progression, a denote first term, and r common ratio. Therefore, third term, because in question given that sum of third and fifth term is 90, nth term of gp is given by an, so if we put n equal to 3 in this formula, we get third term, that is a3 equal to a times r power 3 minus 1, this is equal to a r square. Since a equal to 1, then a3 equal to 1 times r square, that's equal to r square. If we put n equal to 5, we got fifth term, a5 equal to a times r power 5 minus 1, that's equal to a into r power 4. Since here the first value of first term is 1, then a5 equal to 1 times r power 4, that's equal to r power 4. The value of a3 is r square and value of a5 is r power 4. Now according to the question, the sum of the third term and fifth term is 90. So we get a3 plus a5 equal to 90. We know that the value of a3 is r square and a5 is r power 4. Substituting these values in this equation, we get r square plus r power 4 equal to 90. Rearrange the terms to form a standard quadratic equation in terms of r square, because we need to find that the value of r. So above equation can be written as r power 4 plus r square minus 90 equal to 0. Now we need to convert the given equation into quadratic equation in terms of r square. Let x equal to r square. The equation becomes x square plus x minus 90 equal to 0. This equation represents the quadratic equation. Now we need to find the value of x. We solve this quadratic equation for x using the quadratic formula. So we know that if we have a standard general quadratic equation like ax square plus bx plus equal to 0, then the value of x by using quadratic formula is x equal to minus b plus minus square root of b square minus का 4ac all divided by 2a. After comparing the given quadratic equation y standard quadratic equation, we get a equal to 1, b equal to 1 and c equal to minus 90. Putting these values in quadratic formula, we get r square equal to minus 1 plus minus square root of 1 square minus का 4 times 1 times minus का 90 whole divided by square root whole divided by 2 into 1. After some calculation, we can write as r square equal to minus 1 plus minus square root of 1 plus 360 divided by 2. So r square equal to minus 1 plus minus square root of 361 divided by 2. R square equal to minus का 1 plus minus 19 divided by 2. So this gives two possible value of r square. When we take positive sign, the value of r square equal to minus का 1 plus 19 divided by 2 equal to 18 divided by 2. This is equal to 9. Here second, taking negative sign here. So r square equal to minus 1 minus का 19 divided by 2 equal to minus का 20 divided by 2 equal to minus का 10. So here case 1, you got r square equal to 9 and case 2 r square equal to minus 10. Student, is it possible any square number, the value of any square number is negative? Because we know that if x is any or alpha is any real number, alpha square always non-negative. Non-negative means positive real number including 0. Very good, Sumit. Case 2 is not possible because r square equal to minus का 90 minus का 10. Left hand side quantity is r square. R square mean r is a real number, r square is non-negative real number. But right hand side quantity is minus का 10. Minus 10 is negative real number. Left hand side quantity non-negative real number. So this is a contradiction. So case 2 is not possible. Since r is a real common ratio, r square cannot be negative. Therefore, r square equal to minus 10 is not possible. Thus, we take r square equal to 9. Taking the square root of both sides, we get r equal to plus minus square root of 9. So, r equal to plus or minus 3. Here we obtain two possible value of r equal to plus 3, r equal to minus 3. The common ratio of geometric progression is plus 3 or minus 3. The common ratio of geometric progression is plus 3 or minus 3. If you take minus 3 value or plus, here we obtain the possible value of r either plus 3 or minus 3. You can verify. Now question number 4. The sum of three numbers in geometric progression is 56. So you take ABC are three numbers and or any three numbers in geometric progression. If we subtract 1, 7, 21 from these numbers in that order, we obtain an arithmetic progression. Find the numbers. Here, sum of three numbers is 56. So firstly, you take first three number like a, ar, r square and apply the given information. You get equation number 1. After that, applying second condition, we subtract 1, 7, 21. The new three numbers must be a minus 1, ar minus 7, ar square minus का 21. After that, applying third condition, we obtain an arithmetic progression. Like suppose alpha, beta, and gamma are three numbers. In arithmetic progression, we can write as beta equal to alpha plus gamma divided by 2. Apply this concept. You have got some time. Try to solve it. So your time start now. Now we move to solution of question number 4. So firstly, we let the three numbers in geometric progression be a, comma ar and ar square, where a is the first term of geometric progression, r is common ratio. According to the first condition is say that sum of these three numbers is 56. These three numbers means a, comma ar and ar square. Apply first condition, a plus ar square equal to 56. Taking a common from left hand side, we obtain a times 1 plus r square equal to 56. We can write as a equal to 56 divided by 1 plus r square. This is equation number 1. Now, according to second condition it says that if we subtract 1, 7, 21 from these numbers means 1 subtract from a, 7 subtract from ar, and ar is 21 subtract from ar square. So if we subtract 1, 7, 21 from these numbers in that order, we obtain arithmetic progression. So the new numbers are a minus 1, ar minus 7, ar square minus 21. These three numbers form an arithmetic progression. For an arithmetic progression, the common difference is constant. According to definition of arithmetic progression, if three numbers a, b, c in arithmetic progression, then difference between two consecutive terms must be same. Therefore, we can write ar minus 7 माइनस का ब्रैकेट में a minus 1 इक्वल टू a r स्क्वायर माइनस का 21 माइनस का ब्रैकेट में a r minus 7. After some simplification, we get a r minus 7 minus का a plus का 1 this equal to a r square minus का 21 minus a r minus plus 7. This implies a r minus a minus का 6 equal to a r square minus का a r minus का 14. rearrange the terms to simplify. We get AR square minus AR minus का AR plus A equal to minus का 6 plus का 14. After some addition and subtraction, we get AR square minus का 2AR plus A equal to 8. Factor out A. From left hand side, we get 8 times R square minus का 2R plus 1 equal to 8. Here left hand side quantity is 8 times R square minus 2R plus 1. You can see that R square minus 2R plus 1. This quantity must be equal to R minus 1 whole square. Recognize the perfect square. We get 8 times R minus 1 whole square equal to 8. Now substitute the value of A from equation number 1 into this equation. This equation means 8 times R minus 1 whole square equal to 8. We get 56 upon 1 plus R square into R minus 1 whole square equal to 8. Divide both sides by 8. We get 7 upon 1 plus R square times R minus 1 whole square equal to 1. Now, after cross multiplication, we get 7 times R square minus 2R plus 1 equal to 1 plus R square. After some multiplication, we get 7 times R square minus 14 times R plus 7 equal to 1 plus R square. Move all terms to one side to form a quadratic equation in R variable. We get 7R square minus R square minus 14R minus R plus 7 minus 1 equal to 0. Here 7R square minus R square equal to 6R square and minus 14R minus R mean minus 15R and plus 7 minus 1 mean plus 6. So after addition and subtraction, we get 6R square minus 15R plus 6 equal to 0. This equation represent a quadratic equation in R. We can divide this equation by 3 to simplify. We get 2R square minus 5R plus 2 equal to 0. Factor the quadratic equation. Negative 5R can be written as minus 4R minus R. The above equation can be written as 2R square minus 4R minus R plus 2 equal to 0. Now we take 2R common from first two terms, like 2 times R minus 2 minus 1 times R minus 2 equal to 0. Here we get 2R minus 1 into R minus 2 equal to 0. This gives two possible values of R. Firstly, 2R minus 1 equal to 0. So this implies R equal to 1 by 2. Or if R minus 2 equal to 0, we get R equal to 2. Now we got two possible value of R equal to 1 by 2 and R equal to 2. Now we find the corresponding value of A by using equation number 1, A equal to 56 divided by 1 plus R square. Case 1, when R equal to 2, then the value of A is A equal to 56 divided by 1 plus 2 square equal to 56 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 4 equal to 56 divided by 7, this equal to 8. If R equal to 2, then A equal to 8. The numbers in geometric progression are A, AR, AR square, which are 8, 8 into 2, 8, 2 square equal to 8, 16, 32. Now we take case second, when R equal to 1 by 2. Now we need to find the value of A. If we put R equal to 1 by 2 in equation number 1, we can, we get A equal to 56 divided by 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 whole square. This is equal to 56 divided by 1 plus 1 by 4, 2 plus 1 by 4. This is equal to 56 divided by 4 plus 2 plus 1 divided by 4. This is equal to 56 divided by 7 by 4. This is equal to 56 into 4 divided by 7. That's equal to 8 into 4 equal to 32. When R equal to 1 by 2, we can obtain A equal to 32. Then the number in geometric progression. In this case number 2, when R equal to 1 by 2, A equal to 32, then three numbers in geometric progression are A, AR, AR square, which are 32, 32 into 1 by 2, 32 into 1 by 2 square is equal to 32 in, 16, 8. In both cases, the set of numbers is the same, just in a different order. When r equal to, in case 1, the three numbers, the different three numbers in geometric progression, and case 2, both are same, just in a different order. Thus, the three required numbers are 8, 16 and 32. The three required numbers are 8, 16 and 32. So I hope okay. This is the required solution of question number 4. Students, question number 5 to question number 9 are homework problem for you. You will try them. Okay. Let's end this lecture here. We will meet in the next lecture. Okay. Thank you, students.